Hey beautiful people, welcome back. In the previous video we spoke about how your information is basically gathered and preserved in a database and how it's accessed by those intended to utilize it to make monies, to join you as a party to their service of process for them to make monies and to presume you as surety. 1026 CFR 301.6212-2. And a question was posed to you as to how that occurred and what you can do with it. Here is another jewel, a very important one, that really puts everything together for you to really comprehend what is going on. Within this 26 CFR, they mention the name of a specific entity called the National Change of Address Database, NCOA database. A database is basically anything that's used to gather people's information, and oftentimes when that information is gathered, it's usually not used to benefit you, because that presumption that that information has anything to do with you is under the intent that you are a debtor. Now, that should charge people's mind that they ought to look deeper into what this National Change of Address Database is. So what is it? Simple. According to the terms and conditions, the private contracts that the United States Postal Service has, it lets you know what the national database is. Prior to the process of NCOA data, every customer, meaning the daily man or woman interfacing with that entity called the United States Post Office or the United States Postal Service, must have completed and returned their NCOA licensee, an NCOA process acknowledgement form provided to them by their licensee or agent. So the presumption is, well, if I'm a customer, then I'm not a licensee and I'm not an agent. Of course you are. Every moment you fill out those forms, each of those forms has a link to a specific United States Postal Service manual. And each of those Postal Service manual has towards somewhere in there some reference that lets you know that whoever uses those forms, whether it be that green and white certified mail or that priority mail. Now, it's a different case for registered mails, which is another reason why you ought to use registered mail for private matters. And the reason why they say registered mail is private compared to others, that's because when you use those, the capacity is different from an agent or a licensee. But let's not deviate too far. But when you use any other aspect of those forms by USPS or their service, everyone is deemed to be a licensee or agent. It is also inappropriate to misrepresent any of the information on the form, meaning we're holding you and your words as true and correct whenever you put the information in there. But the most important part we want to know about is, what is this national database spoken of right here that we went over in the past? The following trademarks, remember we've been speaking about trademark, we've been building up to what they are, how it's linked. We showed one with Axiom, which is one of the contractors for the majority of the municipal police in North America. Axiom Enterprise Incorporated owns a lot more of the trademarks, which we've shown what the examples look like. The following trademarks are owned by the United States Postal Service. And then on top right, it shows circle R. The circle R, when it comes to trademark law, represents registered trademark. And then it's telling you the United States Postal Service that everyone interfaces with has their own trademark. Interesting. CASS, DPV, LACS, and NCOA is one of them. The same NCOA, National Change of Address Database, where they used to snitch on you, is trademark. So essentially all that information effectively becomes theirs once you relate that information up to them. That's the whole purpose of them trademarking this database. Remember, trademark is for the purpose of preserving property. Trademark, copyright, trade name, assumed name, all that are all under property law and property right. You see what's going on? They are effectively turning your information into their property so that they can distribute it however they see fit and make money with it, because you are considered to be an agent and a licensee. Oh, and also I was speaking earlier in the earlier video that zip codes are trademarked. Well, there it is right there. They tell you the following trademarks are owned by the United States Postal Service. One of them is the database to control information, which is theirs upon your self-confession, waiving your privacy right. And their zip codes. This is how they gain jurisdiction. This is how they bypass many laws regarding privacy, which we'll be going over. So now this should tell you, well, zip code, a lot of people know zip codes puts you in their jurisdiction. Well, now we're showing where and how. Trademark and the database. This is the part you need to lead into, not merely speaking about zip codes put you into their jurisdiction. So now if there's a database, that means you can actually opt out. Did you know that? They can still provide service all they want because that is their job. But you can opt out of your information as it being their property under trademark laws. And they have forms for that. And that forms must be attached with an equitable injunction. We're leading up to that, but you have to see these things to know. How do you know you ought to do something about this? The zip code being trademarked and your information being in a database that other people can use to join you and to find information about you? Simple. The NCOA link, which is the national, this right here, National Change of Address Database, which is a trademark of USPS. So this is still United States Postal Service we speak of here. The NCOA Full Service Provider Licensee Marketing Contact Information as of April 22, 2021. And then the contact information of the people marketing just basically means networking, sharing of information. Whose information? Your information. Your information that has been converted into a quote product. The moment you fill out their forms and give a change of address or you consent to it, it becomes a product. And that product becomes their trademark, as we've shown, by way of the zip code. You see how they attach their information with yours and then make it an information that can be sold, and then 360-degree angle is made to be used against you. And then they are so kind enough to show you the list of their contractors. This is the one that I could get my hands on. Show the different companies. When you look at these companies, you see that they own other companies that are basically private investigator companies and are state-owned and state-funded. Stuff is real. People being spied on and all that is far closer than you think. Oh, look at this. Experian, one of the credit bureaus. Experian is larger than Equifax and TransUnion and Innovis. Experian on a business level and a so-called individual level. They give you their information. They give you the address. They give you the contact name. These are also one of the people that you'll be sending a carbon copy to. When you really, truly, if you're serious about staying private, all the information is usually handed to you based on how they do business. The full 23 minutes video is on the Patreon page. A shout out to my patrons and thanks to everyone else who watches on YouTube. Take care. Best of luck in your journeys.